TLDR, I, 25 female, found out I was pregnant and a few hours later I found condoms in my boyfriend, 31 male, car, which we don't use. I'm very self-aware when it comes to my body and I had a feeling I was pregnant, so I decided to take a few tests today and sure enough, I'm pregnant. I wanted to wait till I get confirmation from a doctor before I tell my partner. I was thinking of cute ways to tell him, since it would be our first child and we've been together for almost 6 years now. My boyfriend lost his phone yesterday and we've been looking for it all day. I asked him if he checked the car and he said I should double check. First place I looked was the compartment on the driver's side door and I found condoms. We don't use condoms. I felt really disturbed considering I just found out I'm carrying our child. When I came back inside, he asked, "Did you find it?" I said, "No, but I found this," and I handed him the condoms. He made a weird face and was like, "Where did you find that?" Then he tried to gaslight me and said, "I bet you stopped looking for my phone because you found that." No apology or explanation, and I'm just sitting here now contemplating what the F I'm supposed to do moving forward. I feel betrayed and I feel grossed out by my own body. This is pretty much validation that he is currently cheating or is trying to. I just need some moral support right now. No one knows I'm pregnant and I'm feeling very confused, hurt, and overall mentally exhausted. What? Did that convo just stop? What was his reason for the condoms? This happened like 30 minutes ago. He literally said nothing and came and sat beside me like it's nothing. Ask him again. I will, and I'll give an update on here. I'm sure he will try to gaslight the situation. He never owns up to mistakes. He tries to avoid talking altogether. It's very strange. Grab your keys and start to leave, and when he says, "Where are you going?" tell him I'm going to the emergency room to get tested for STDs because I know you cheated and rubbers don't stop STDs. Walk out. Update, I asked him about it again if he has anything to say. He responded, "I've never even seen those type of condoms before, it's probably from when I bought the car." He bought the car in February 2022. It was used, but he takes the car to get detailed often. The car is his baby, so there's no way he doesn't know. He insisted, believe me or not. It ain't mine, when it was literally beside his glasses and a bunch of other personal stuff. This is not a response. Or even gaslighting, really. Just really bad lies, and you should not stand for it. Do not let him pull a shaggy on you. That's a nonsense explanation and both of you know it. You absolutely need to get tested for an STI. Was the box open? The box was open, I handed it to him already, so I'm not sure what the expiration was. If you can get it back, you can use the serial number to find out the production date, just to prove his lies to his face. If he has nothing to hide, he'll let you do it. The believe me or don't comment is truly a red flag. My ex used to pull that one on me all the time. He was obviously lying every time he used that line. By the way, your/his communication around conflict does not sound healthy. Imagine two exhausted people with a baby. The fights will be what? Complete shutdowns of emotion and communication? It's a hard AF conversation, but it needs to be had. You need to decide what you're going to do with a baby in this situation. You need to sit down with him. Tell him you don't believe him, there's no way he didn't know they were there with other personal belongings, and he needs to own up. And you need to decide if you want to have a child alone or with him. See a counselor, maybe, someone not invested in the outcome to talk with. But you need to speak up. Yeah, I have some serious thinking to do. I don't want to bring a child into this world with someone I can't trust and who put my body at risk. You definitely have to make a decision, and unfortunately, depending on where you may live, might need to be done rather quickly. Unless you have the means to travel elsewhere. He has made it clear he has little regard for your well-being and won't even try to explain. But gives a weak excuse of didn't know they were there right next to his glasses and personal belongings? You could choose to stay, continue to not trust, and be at further risk. Personally, I'd only have two choices to consider. End the pregnancy and relationship, or keep child, but not relationship. Just co-parent. Until you decide, I wouldn't let him know of the pregnancy should you choose to keep it. If he has an iPhone, has Find My iPhone on with you, search it. May show he left it at someone's house. I'd also get tested for STD as condoms are not 100%. Honestly, thank God you're thinking like this. Too many people don't consider the fact that having a child means tying yourself to the other parent in some capacity for years, if not for life. The universe just gave you a blessing here. What are the chances you find out about the pregnancy, the condoms, and his lying all within the same period? I'm so sorry this is happening to you, when pregnancy is often an exciting time. I hope you are able to make the decision that is best for you. WTF? So, you were happy to find you are pregnant by a guy who gaslights you, never owns up to his mistakes, and you can't have a serious discussion with? You said you two never use condoms. You stopped being on the pill. What were you two doing to stop pregnancy? You make post after post after post about how horrid your boyfriend is for years, and you never follow the advice. Why exactly will this time be any different? What actions are you planning to finally take? Even in this post, you say he stopped talking so you just dropped it. What? Why? Do you just like the drama and the attention from posting? You never do anything to fix your situation. This is so effing annoying. Seeming the same people who post over and over and over again about their horrible relationships, but won't actually leave the relationships. These people don't want advice, they want attention. And OP stopped using any contraception and wow, surprise, she's pregnant? Who could have seen that coming? I don't think people realize how hard it is being in a toxic situation when you don't have a support group around you. A lot of us do get it, we've been there. What exactly are you hoping to get out of this post, OP? We've been through this before with you, and not just once. You continue to ignore any and all advice, and end up back here again after yet another dramatic incident. Leave him or don't. But at this point, you know damn well who he is. You are choosing to stay with him knowing that. Now, you're going to bring a child into this mess? That kid has no chance of a healthy childhood unless you make some serious and permanent changes. You need help, OP. No one can give it to you, you've made that clear by repeatedly ignoring the advice here. So hop off of the internet and get yourself into therapy. That's what you need now to figure out why you keep this toxic cycle going. Was it agreed that you would try for a baby? Because if not, it sounds like you're trying to baby trap him. Honestly, OP's post history makes me feel off about it. Either she's posting for the sake of it or isn't being truthful. I mean, in case of the former, it's a sad thing because she's likely unable to leave him for some reason despite being treated like this, but it just feels weird. Yeah, OP loves the drama and attention, but won't do anything with the advice given. Her boyfriend has a 8-year-old daughter. She stopped using birth control and had been complaining about how he mistreats her and things he's done that are far worse. She is not going anywhere and will have this child, end of story. Nothing anyone says will change her mind until she truly looks in the mirror, loves what she sees, chooses herself first and realizes her self-worth. I don't see it happening though. This is her ticket to a forever bond with crappy boyfriend, unfortunately. Look at her post history if you think I'm harsh. Good question. If she could not leave without any strings attached, played stepmom, and was being treated badly and teased by this very same guy and stayed, I don't see things getting better. What's worse is I don't think he will be happy with the pregnancy as she expects. Maybe he still thinks she's on birth control, because he's clearly using condoms with others, so this may have him blowing his gasket and I don't see him treating her any better. Also, they can't seem to communicate well, so yup, there'll be other posts of how unhappy he is with the baby, or how terrible he treated her while pregnant, or some other miserable crap that will happen to her which we all can see a mile away, but she doesn't. Hey, it's 2023 and they're off to an amazing start. Something seems off, as a cheater isn't going to tell their SO to check their car, knowing there are condoms in there. That being said, the guy's behavior seems off also. There is a lot of important backstory missing here, as who blows off a conversation about condoms, even if they are expired. And both sides let it drop. Wondering if it's a Ross and Rachel relationship, on and off over 6 years. They might be old. His reaction was odd, but maybe just because he didn't realize you would think he cheated because you found them. Maybe he didn't apologize because there was nothing to apologize for, and his train of thought didn't last long enough to get why you are upset. That said, this is giving him the benefit of the doubt and the opposite could be very much true, but the condoms alone aren't enough of a reason to assume he cheated. So yeah. Talk to him. Yeah, he's lying. But judging by your post history, he doesn't think it matters. You've been having issues for a while and he can treat you like total garbage, but you'll stuck around. He'll be even worse if you have a kid because you're tied down. He won't ever get better. He's going to make you do all the childcare while talking crap about you to the kid so it doesn't really listen or respect you. He won't change. Having a kid won't make an abuser nicer. And yeah, he sounds abusive and manipulative based on what you've posted. Hopefully this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Break up with him. Leave. Consider terminating the pregnancy, otherwise you'll be tied to him forever. Work on loving yourself and find a better relationship. You're with this guy for probably a couple reasons. A. You don't actually love yourself enough to think you can deserve better. B. You grew up with unhealthy relationships, so this is normal to you. It's not. C. You've been together so many years you don't want to break up and see that time as a waste. It's not a waste if you learned from it. You already admit you know he's going to gaslight you. That's not normal or healthy. And if you raise a kid in a situation like that, that's their normal, and they seek out relationships like that. You want your kids to be with an abusive, gaslighting cheater? If you wouldn't wish your relationship on another person you know, you shouldn't be in it either. Your age keeps changing in your posts. Your posts also seem like one giant attention seek. This post seems like an attention seek. It doesn't. My posts were made over a year ago. And I won't post again because all people want to do is criticize and chastise me for opening up. I don't have anyone. I've had a rough year dealing with addict parents. It's not easy at all, and trust me, it's not the situation I want to be in. I just don't know where to begin on getting out. Oh, stop it with the everyone is being mean to me bullcrap. No one is criticizing or chastising you for opening up. People are being critical of you because of this and past posts where you acknowledge your boyfriend is a crappy human being, yet you intentionally went off birth control and got pregnant with him. You've been in a relationship with him since you were 17 and he is 6 years your senior, which is disgusting by the way, verbally abusive, a cheater, and has some sort of financial control over you. And this is the situation you thought was suitable to purposely bring an innocent child into? Get a grip and decide if you want to be tied to this guy for the rest of your and your baby's life. You said you live in a province, so that leads me to believe you're Canadian. You have options.